man. Here we go. Let's do it.
Back.
Welcome to Watopian Weekly. Welcome. Welcome to Watopian Weekly. Welcome. We're here to talk about Zwift Life and Beyond. We're here to talk about what's going on. So welcome to Watopian Weekly. Welcome. Welcome to Watopian Weekly, Season 5, Episode 21. We're live and on video. Watopian Weekly is a podcast for Zwifters, Cyclists, and everyone else. Each week we are here to discuss all things Zwift, life, and beyond. My name is Dustin, and I may have had too much coffee, but... and with me today, back from his company retreat, where everyone was an actor except for him. Josh, did you watch that yet?
No.
Oh, man, you gotta watch it. Okay, anyway, he's so excited about DRS this week he can barely keep it together. The dude that goes fast no matter what the race is. The future Barry-Roubaix champion, Josh. Hey, Josh, how are you doing?
I'm good. Very overly optimistic. I appreciate that.
Dude, that's going to be awesome.
And
I can't
sounding
wait.
more like AC/DC, like I said, every week.
oh. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. The returning champ from the sad Cyclone State. Sorry about that. And definitely not the Hawkeye State. The gravel enthusiast. And the keeper of the secret algorithm that makes ZwiftRacing.App more like a secret recipe compared to Chipotle's recently cilantro lime rice. They have a new cilantro lime rice dip. Anyway, that's hard to say. Anyway, both they're similar because they're both in the same as a secret recipe, even though no one knows what goes into that. Anyway, the guy that knows the difference between Velo 1 and Velo 2, Tim Hanson. Hey, Tim.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if you've had that yet or not, but yeah.
I need that for all my meetings.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, we could do that. I can
Dustin
cut that out.
makes these intros more complex every week.
Yeah, I know. I need to tighten them up a little bit, but yeah. Well, it's good to see you, Tim. Thank you for being here, man. This is awesome. Sorry about the scheduling times last. Yeah, no, yes, back returning champion. Oh, it happens. It happens. Yeah, man, we are so excited to have you here. We're finally going to learn about Velo 1 and Velo 2, and then what Velo 3 has in store. No,
oh, boy.
Just kidding. No,
Still a concept.
No. Yeah. Yeah, it's like Tetris, it's like what, level 9 of Tetris. I don't think I ever got past level 9. It's like, everything's coming too fast and it's too stressful. It's like, yeah, anyway. I miss Tetris, but anyway, I can play it whenever I want to, I guess, probably. But it's it's been a while since we talked. Tim, why don't you start off with our weekly catch up? Our Watopian Weekly catch up. Aha! Look at that. I thought about that in the middle of the night. Anyway, what have you been up to, Tim? Yes.
So yeah, we just got off a spring break trip. Some skiing in Colorado.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got 3.
No falls.
I had one, but if you're not falling, you're not learning, I guess.
Nice.
I think that's what I tell my kids anyway. So yeah, we have three girls, 10, 8, and 5, and they all are up on skis now and doing well. So that's exciting.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Especially for the 5-year-old.
Yeah. Really.
Yeah. No, she's going down the green hills by herself. Yeah. So that's exciting. But Zwift wise, just trying to. So I'm on staff with Zwift, so I'm working on a project for them that hopefully will become public in the next month.
Yeah.
So that's exciting stuff. But then in the ZwiftRacing app, obviously, we could talk about Velo 2. That's kind of what's taking all my the remaining time between the 3 kids and my day job, and then the Zwift official, and then the ZR app.
Oh man, yeah, you're busy, man. And so what was the snow like out in Colorado? Because
terrible.
Yeah, I was gonna say because my sister lives out in Colorado, and she says it's like hot and like they've got like drought warnings or something. I don't know, maybe not drought.
Yeah. Yeah, it was bad. We usually go in February, but we tried to go with the spring break for school this year, and I think we'll just take them out of school next year and go back to our old. But yeah, it was too hot, too slushy.
But you got to do it like the 80s though, like where like you're in, I don't know, fluorescent yellow or in blue and stuff like that, and just a headband and sunglasses, right? Spiky hair.
Yeah, I didn't see as many of those people as I thought I might, like the bikini girls or like the dudes in just like shorts and nothing else or whatever.
Yeah.
Didn't see none of that.
Oh, that's too bad.
Disappointing of the youth.
Slushy snow, not good to rip 50 miles an hour down Black Diamonds, right?
Yeah.
Well, real quick sidebar. What's your favorite ski movie? I am a horrible skier, so I don't know. But what's your favorite ski movie? Do you have a ski movie?
Gosh.
Either Josh or Tim? You got one?
I don't know if I have one. I've seen a couple.
I don't even know if are there. I don't even know ski movies. Like
Ski Patrol, I think is one.
Ski Patrol is a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Ski School's a good one. And also, I recently saw this was on. I haven't seen it for probably a long time. But Hot Dog. I remember when I was a kid, that was good. But that was on. It's on Amazon. Hot Dog. Yeah, because about being a hot dog. Yeah.
Hot Tub Time Machine is in a ski resort, right? Can we call that?
That's right. That actually, Hot Tub Time Machine is actually. I like that movie. I thought that was pretty funny.
100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. That's why. But
is that good?
64.
It is a funny movie, but
yeah, it is funny. Oh man. All right. Well. I would add Hot Dog to your queue. I don't remember if it's safe for kids. Probably not. And same thing with Ski School. Ski School was like. Or was Ski Patrol or Ski School the one that was like Police Academy but on snow?
I don't know. They're both 80s, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
This is before my time, Dustin. You're aging yourself.
Ski School is 91.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Ski School.
Rival groups in a skiing school do battle on and off the piste.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm
classic
definitely watching
80s
this.
thing. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's totally like, just like, the score had to be settled by a ski race. And then, yeah. Oh, and also, what's the one with John Cusack and they go down the hill with a Booger from Nerds is in it. They have to ski K2. Is that Better Off Dead? I don't know.
Yeah, you're really aging yourself.
Yeah. I know.
Do these movies come out in like the 50s?
No,
just
no, they're 80s, man. But John Cusack is like perennial, man. He's ever present. He's awesome. All right, so check that out. Better Off Dead's actually a good movie. I remember. Well, we don't need to go down to personal story, but I remember I had broken up with a girl at the same time, and then I watched that movie, and it made me feel better.
Yeah.
Anyway,
these are trying times.
Yeah. It is Better Off Dead. You're correct.
Yeah, Better Off Dead. Yes. All right, that one you should definitely add to the queue too as well. Okay,
right, fine.
Now that
Ski School, Better Off Dead.
Yep, that's
you
right.
Gotta give me a second here. I got to open my notes here. I got like the movies.
we need to have a recommendations thread. Yeah,
Better
and then Better Off Dead.
And Dustin, pivoting from ski movies.
Yes, yeah.
What have you been doing this week?
Oh man. Thanks for getting me off that topic there. Well, you know what? I've been getting in DRS, which is awesome. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But then I've been doing some ladder racing. I'm super excited about that. Things have been going well. As I alluded to, I was telling Josh that. I happened to get first this last time, which is kind of rare for me, but it's been happening more often. I've been podiuming a little more, which has been super cool and like super fun because I feel like I never win anything, like not the lottery, nothing, But anyway, I still try anyway. But I've been happy about that, and it was cool. We went up what's the name of this route? See, it didn't show up on.
Reverse.
Yes, thank you for
because I have it open right now.
Well, thanks. But for some reason it won't sync to Strava for some reason, and Strava was like broken. The link was broken, and then the app had to update, and then Zwift updated, and I don't know if because they didn't update at the same time or something. I don't know, but I was gonna do another ride soon today and see if it'll sync. But yeah, things have been going well. That was the Highline Reverse was the whole reason Vexus was going up against OTR, our good friends at OTR. We were somebody was sick, so I had to sub onto the team, and I said, yeah, I can do it. And so I jump in the team, and I didn't know what the course was. Had I known that was the course, I don't think I would have joined because that was awful. You had to go up the KOM reverse twice. So the first time was in the lead, and the second time it ended at the top. Oh my gosh! Well, I got to give
this course looks like it sucks.
Yes, it is not fun, and I got to give a shout out to Bryce, Nat, and Miriam on our team because it was 4v4, and Rick and his crew at OTR they put up one heck of a fight. They were above us, so it was crazy, but they were super strong. And anyway, going up the climb, I sag climbed because I've been working on that to try and not get to the front and stay at the front. So I've been trying to stay in the group, and so I was really proud of myself for that. Got to the top, and then I was able to stay with that front group for the rest of the time. And then we get to the second time. And my goal is to just follow my teammate Nat just up the hill because she is so much faster than I am. And we got to a part, there was a selection part, and I was like, well, you know what, Coach Cat's been giving me some tips on things to do, and like when there's an attack and when you can sense when the attack is going to happen. So I've been working on that as well, and so I attacked, and I was able to get to the top, and it's blue at the top, and I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was Danny or somebody from OTR was right behind me, 11 meters away, which is like maybe 1 or 2 seconds on Zwift. And they were right behind me at the end. And I just had to lay down the watts.
You just had to send it.
Yeah, I just had to do it. So at the top, I'm
Watt
already.
monster.
Yeah, I mean 205 watts, you know it, and I just had to send it. So that was pretty cool. And then another feather in my cap, or fork in hang on a second, or fork in my bike. Oh yeah. So now Tim might know this guy. Do you know Guitar Ted of Iowa fame?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
I
I thought you were gonna be so impressed, man. Okay,
No.
well, back when the 29ers were first starting, like in maybe the early 2000s, like 2005, all this time, Guitar Ted had this blog, and he's from Iowa, and he had basically the kind of like the de facto resource for all things 29er. And this is back before 29ers were just starting out, right? So anyway, This fork, this Salsa Chromoto Grande, was once owned by Guitar Ted, and it's gone through like 3 or 4 different people, and now I bought it for $20.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I thought you were whipping out a different guitar for a second.
Yeah.
So.
This would be a tuning fork. Let's see what it sounds like. Yeah. Oh, hey, not bad. Okay, well, anyway.
So it sounds like steel.
Yeah, it is steel. That's right. So it's totally steel, and it's got 1 and 1/8
featherweight.
It is a lot lighter than my current. I have a RockShox. I don't know. It's like 5 pounds. The fork that I have on there right now. So I'm taking that out, putting this one on.
It's a unit.
Yeah,
it's a big boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna be saving some weight there. So, yeah, it's gonna be cool. I'm excited for that. All right, so Josh, what have you been doing besides being on that company retreat where everybody was an actor?
Yeah, so I took what was it? Well, on Sunday of last week, did like a good 62-mile gravel ride with our good friend Randy, and took a little bit of a swim. Because there's a lot of flooding from the snow melt and thaw here, so went over like one of my typical like park paths or whatever was like flooded over, but I thought it was just like, oh yeah, it's a little bit. I'll just have to go slow through this, but no, I made an error of judgment, and it was like all the way up to my knee, and so. And I like hit a stump or something, so I had to put my foot down, and then my legs were just like waterlogged bricks for the rest of the ride. So not exactly what I'd call ideal, but I don't think Yeah,
Randy
I
had
borrowed
extra socks.
Yeah,
Extra
borrowed
socks.
some extra socks and like tried to wring out my shoes the best I could. But yeah, I'm just
That's
gonna
incredible.
pretend that didn't happen in terms of like bottom bracket and wheel hub maintenance. I'm just gonna pretend that just didn't happen.
It went that far deep,
yeah.
man. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're just gonna pretend that didn't happen though.
Oh
So
my goodness.
call it good.
Yeah.
So that was fun. Then took 4 days off for work thing.
Yeah.
And then yesterday did like 2 by 15-minute FTP intervals and just blew up on that. And
oh man,
I think the feedback I gave Coach Cat was like, yeah, I think my FTP is set too high because obviously you should be able to do 2 by 15-minute at FTP intervals, given it's supposed to be your 1 hour power. But yeah, I kind of blew up towards the end of the first interval and was like, yeah, that's not overly optimistic.
But what about what was the rest in between that though?
I mean,
like
it was just 35
intervals.
minutes of zone 2
Okay.
beforehand, so it wasn't like we're doing sprint openers or anything to build up fatigue. So
okay,
and then it was just 10 minutes in between those 2 intervals at like zone 1 recovery. And I did probably like 80% of both of them still.
yeah.
But yeah, just definitely could not make the full 15 minutes through. So yeah, there's obviously a big difference between like, hey, you're struggling through and you just can't make the last minute or whatever versus you make it like 9 to 10 minutes through and are just roasted. So
Oh man, wow. Well, good work.
Yeah.
Good work getting through those, man. You have to get to that point where it's like, I mean, I've gotten to the point where I have to shut off erg and just like say,
I turned off erg like halfway through, and like the first interval I got like whatever the half star is, and then the second one got 0 stars. So it's like, hey, pat on the back, nice job. And that's like the third workout in a row that is just like completely blown up, and it's like, all right, yeah, I think I have to
just been
revisit
too hard.
FTP.
Yeah, you might need to
So
might need to change a little bit. But
but
good
anyway.
job, man. Where do you stand on erg there, Tim? What do you think? Erg on or erg off?
I usually keep it on, but I feel like I'm not doing enough workout if I'm able to finish it. So I kind of just try to exhaust myself.
Yep.
So I've been doing more of them since the AI recommendations have come in.
Yeah,
So.
that's been nice. Where it dishes up.
They
something you
seem
should
to
be
they seem to be a lot more useful than the Strava workout recommendations.
Well, what about at the end of when you finish a ride and the little person in the lower right hand corner that says like productive or fresh or something like that? Mine like hardly ever says productive. I think this is the first time, and I was totally wrecked this week, and it said productive, and I'm like, how is that productive? I don't know. And my Garmin is also
it's the same. Same with Garmin, where it says you're unproductive or whatever. I just ignore it and send it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
So anyway, well, DRS.
Yeah, let's move to some main talking points here, because we should talk about DRS this last week, because I know, Josh, you were gone, but Tim and I were in the same pen, and I think everybody wants to know what it's like racing against Tim Hanson, and it's not easy. I would say.
Well, it's pretty easy this week. I did terribly.
Oh, man.
Did you beat Tim, or did Tim beat you?
Well, I don't know if I want to say, but I beat Tim. But
yeah, by quite a bit.
but yeah, I know, but I'm not. That usually does not happen. Tim, you've been beating me every other week, so
yeah, I have 2 excuses if you want to hear them.
Sure, let's do it.
Okay.
Get them started.
So the first one, I hadn't raced in 2 weeks, and I've had a spring break, so that's a good one usually.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But then the probably better one is that I have been trying to upgrade my Tron bike. So every session I do that's not a race, I'm on like some Zwift basic bike frame.
Yeah.
Trying to level it up. And in my haste, I didn't get changed over. So I was on like the Zwift basic frame.
Yeah.
And didn't realize that until the descent. So
oh yeah,
no wonder it
Also
felt
guilty of that,
harder
too.
than it should have done.
right.
But
Isn't that crazy how
Also
those things
guilty.
those that actually does make a difference? Isn't that crazy? It's
Yeah,
awesome. I
and
think
it's not just the little one either. I mean,
yeah,
I've done the same, Tim. Where
Same.
joined
Yeah.
a ladder race on the Swift steel frame and
Atomic
got
Cruiser
dropped in
yeah.
like 5 minutes. So
yeah.
good times.
Yeah.
Man, you
I-
join an atomic cruiser?
Yes,
that would be immediately noticeable. You got no
It was.
excuses for that one.
but it was too close to the time, and I had to just roll with it. I think that was one of the last times I was invited to race with X-wings back then. You probably remember that one, Josh. But yeah. Anyway, and then but we do have to talk about Octobahn, because the Octobahn course. This I don't know who
I was glad to be.
Yeah.
Busy. That
So
on that.
Tim's on dirt. So you might know, is it Kevin or Justin who had the idea for this course? I don't know. Do you know?
I'm not
Or
sure.
Martin? Oh, okay.
I'm not sure which one of them came up with that.
One of those guys did, because that was so hard. Octobahn, like that hill, is it Lucher or what is the KOM there? Well, whatever it is that
think
you
you're
go
right.
up the giant hill.
Innsbruck.
Innsbruck KOM, sorry. That thing is so long and it never stops. Oh my gosh. I was just following wheels. Again, shout out to my also Vexus and our Magma team are pretty much the same thing for same people. It's awesome. But man, going up there, my teammate Nat she was on fire, and I was trying to hold her wheel, couldn't hold her wheel, and then we get to the top of the KOM, and the first 10 get double KOM points. I was 11th, so that stunk, but
That
that's
would
okay.
be getting 11th up there would be more disappointing than
Yes.
getting dropped right away.
Well, I was going up there and going, and I was okay, and I was trying to sag climb, not climb too fast, not burn too many matches, and then 10th place just kept on riding away from me, and I'm like, I'll catch them on the hill, and it didn't happen, and so I got 11th, and it's okay, but then at the end I got 12th, which I was pretty happy about. So for the thing,
12th,
but
yeah, 12th is good. So
yeah, out of the whole thing, and then but now Miriam was in Tim's group there at the end, and Miriam on our team, she said. She's like, I beat Tim Hanson. And, anyway, sorry, Tim, but that was so funny. And then she said, but her quote, her greatest quote was, and I had to write this down because we're all like, heart rates are going so high. Yeah, and dying, and she's like, that was the world's saddest uphill sprint at the end, because we had that custom finish there. But she was it was so funny. The world's saddest.
I watched
uphill
a
sprint.
couple of streams, and I was not envious that I couldn't do it that week.
Man, yeah,
It spent everything on the sprint, and then basically just freewheeled it the rest of the way. Because
right.
Did you get points in this?
I was 8th at the time, but then I
Nice.
think enough people who had also been dropped had done the same, and so I think I ended up 11th or 12th.
Man, well, that's still good though. That's still good. I didn't have anything. I tried to lead out my teammate, and it was one of those. I almost pulled a Josh right there. Hold my bottle. I'm going for it. That's what I tried to lead him out, like get in the front and try and get the pack speed up, but we just didn't get the timing right. But so I actually I don't even know how that worked out. But I didn't do well. But but that's okay. But man, all right. So then, but now coming up this week though, this is the last week. We've got an ITT, which is not. I know we talked about this last time, but the 2 Village Loop, not too bad. I don't think it's that much elevation. I mean, it's less than 100 meters, if I remember right.
It'll be
pretty flat.
It'll be bad. It'll be bad for me.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, like my 20-minute power is atrocious by Sapphire standards, so it's gonna be poor. But above like the bottom 10% will be my goal.
But then we also, but we've got two sprint segments in here, so that also is a thing. Plus, you need finishing points. I mean, there's so much to think about.
And still no draft, right? Yeah,
right. No draft.
Okay.
Yeah. So we, but I think you can pick any road bike you want to. I don't think you can have a TT bike. I could be wrong on that.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I could be wrong on that one. It doesn't say anything about that in the road book. So maybe you can, but the draft is usually off for this because it's a TT, and yeah. Tim, what's your take on this? What are you gonna do? You going for the sprints? You going for finish points, time? What are you gonna do?
This is the first I'm looking at it, but so
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
Man.
looks like you got some good choices to make.
Yeah, it's tough because the country sprint and the village sprint. Country sprint's FTS and FAL, but then the village sprint is just FTS. So I know I'm not going to get FTS, but I could get FAL. But if I go that far,
I think this is the first time I've ever seen
yeah.
a points race be blended with a ITT. So
Yeah,
that'll be
super
It's
cool.
fun.
Yeah,
that'll be
this is going to be
interesting.
awesome.
Yeah, I do like new and inventive formats like that. So.
Absolutely. And then we've got so that's the first part, and it's just like a Zwift Insider tiny race. We have that stage, and then we got to go right into the next one, the Scotland Smash.
Mm-hmm.
This one is going to be, I don't know, Scotland Smash
That's
always.
my cup of tea.
Yeah,
That
you're
is
going to be
my
fine
cup
on
of
that.
tea because
But
30-second, 1 minute is my bread and butter. But I'm probably, for the ITT, I'm probably just going to be poking around, honestly, until the sprints, go all in on the sprints, and then just like slow pedal to the finish, just to make it to the next race on time.
That's right, because you got to finish in you have to finish in a certain amount of time to get there.
I'm just that's the only goal. Get points and then slow pedal or soft pedal to make it to the next race number 6 on time.
Yeah, the last one, Breakaway Bray, though. That's that one is like the bane of my existence. Or not the bane, but that one's hard for me.
I love it.
I don't know. I run out of steam, I think, on that. And the champion sprint forward, so it goes champion sprint forward on that one, which that one's not that big of a deal, I think. But Breakaway Bray and then Clyde Kicker the second time around, which will be in the last time that we come through there, I believe.
I'll probably be dropped by that point.
But the power ups are all arrows, so you there's potential to and I have never successfully done this, but there's potential to like daisy chain, hit your sprint or your arrow, and then go through the banner, hit your arrow, and then hit it again and try and attack after the sprint. It's so risky, man. I every time I've tried it, I've failed miserably. So
it all depend on how quickly I get dropped. Because I mean, it's not a question of if. Like I said, it will happen.
Yeah.
So
I like your optimism there, Josh. And it's like the sooner you get dropped, the more time you have to catch up, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So, just like
as long as I'm with people. If I'm solo, then it's gonna be a sad time.
But at least you have the best team in the league to sit there and talk with, right? Yeah. So
as long as I'm not on a steel bike or something.
Yeah. Don't make that mistake.
Tim, what bike are you gonna use for that one? You're gonna use Tron would be good on that one, actually. Would be okay.
It's not upgraded though. So
right.
Probably just the S Works.
Takes such a long time to upgrade those. So
So do you have Tim? Do you have your Tron upgraded, or do you have to upgrade the 2 Zwift bikes first?
3 Zwift bikes.
3 Zwift bikes, and then
and then you can upgrade the Tron.
Yeah. I have the SL8 fully upgraded, and then I'm working on the Athos, and then trying to figure out what to do about the I've got the KDEX one, the Tri bike, but definitely need to work on some more. But anyway.
Had the 3 specialized bikes upgrade for like a month and a half now, but I'm drops poor.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it's takes 10 million drops or something, right? Or something to upgrade one of those bikes. So, oh man.
Anyway,
well,
we can
anyway.
we can move to our main.
Yes,
talking
exactly.
For vElo.
the reason why Tim is here to talk about velo and to talk about or vElo and everything. And Tim, if we could before we get into a lot of these questions that we've had from people, could you give us like a minute or two just the history of how you got to start and everything, just in case people haven't listened before. I can't remember the numbers of the episode that we did before, but maybe just about how it got started and, but yeah, go ahead. How about you do that, Tim, if you don't mind, please? Yeah.
Sure. So, during the pandemic, I guess I started racing more often and happened to be near the bottom of the B category for the categorized, old pace group races and, and then Florida in the middle, B, whatever, and then just didn't really like how that categorization system worked. We all know the obvious deficits there. So
yeah,
had an idea for bringing like a result-based categorization system and was on some paternity leave at the time. So had lots of time on my hands to work on something in the evening. So yeah, that's when I started coming up with this idea of an ELO-based result categorization. So ELO is like from the world of chess originally. So if everyone gets a rating in chess, you start at 1,000, I believe. But for this Zwift implementation, there needed to be a seed formula to kind of start people relatively close to where they should be. So after a few iterations, and a lot of help from the Discord community, we came up with this kind of slightly modified version of the compound score formula, which is based on 5-minute watts. And it's adjusted for height and weight because the original research paper that developed the compound score formula was using semi-pro cyclists in their, physical peak. So for the rest of us on Zwift, the formula didn't really work. So we had to make some adjustments to it. But so that's essentially what Velo 1 is the seed is based on 5-minute power. And then after each result or each race, your rating moves up or down. You can get big jumps. So if you set a new 5-minute watt 90-day PB, your score can move quite a bit. So it can move more than whatever the ELO framework said it should move. So
yeah.
But
yeah. That's go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that the V was so perfect about that because the V could stand for virtual, velo means bike, it was awesome.
Yeah. No, that was total happenstance,
Yeah.
And so the thing that I think even I struggle with, and so it's with Velo 2, I'm going to try to make an effort to rectify this, but is that the Velo number is meant to be categorization only. It's not a ranking per se.
Okay.
So we shouldn't treat it as like the number to determine if someone is a better Zwifter than you. If your rating's a few points higher or lower. So there's another framework which is poorly named rating points or RP, which that is what you really ought to be using for ranking yourself against others. So it's like a points pot that gets generated in every race based on the strength of the people involved and the length of the course, the difficulty of the course, all those sort of things. And so then your 5 best RP outputs are what gets used to actually rank you on the rankings chart.
Man, so we see a lot of this in I see it in high school sports, which is sad, but or other organized sports where they talk about the difficulty of your schedule, and how that ranks you, and then the seeding thing, and there's all these I don't know. I think people are just these backroom deals of you're going to be 4th. All right. Yeah. Here's $50 or whatever. I don't know. I'm not saying that there's corruption in there, but anyway, anyway,
you're not saying there's not corruption also.
No, but I'm not saying there's not. Right. Yeah. no, but I don't want to cast shade on any kind of a state high school league thing. But anyway, you see you see this stuff. So that's kind of where we're talking about this. But it is going to be hard to tell people. I mean, like for example, for me, I go from not trying to brag, but like over 1,000 for my Velo 1 score, and then it gets halved to this 501 or like 500 or something like that for Velo 2. But all of this moving forward is probably going to be is going to be better. And I know we have a lot of questions from people here too that we've talked about this. So Velo 2. Yeah, I mean we're already. I know our other friend was our other friend Tim, who's also from Des Moines, and he's a Hawkeye fan. He had a lot of questions about this too, and. Yeah, and which is really kind of funny. So when I come down there this summer, you, me, and the other Tim should all go for a ride sometime. That'd be really fun.
Sure.
But yeah. And then we'll work together to drop Tim because he's a Hawkeyes fan, I guess. So it's, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. But it's funny. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but Tim did have a good question about like just like a starting point for. Mm-hmm. If you could articulate kind of the differences between Velo 1 and the new Velo 2, I think that would be good for people to get a good groundwork there.
Yes. So the one rating on its own is kind of insufficient. And you see this with ZRS, where someone is a 500 ZRS from doing just flat only races, and they happen to be a good sprinter. And then they join a climbing race or whatever. And so then they're in a pen of people they have no way they can compete with. So the original Velo 1 had the same issue. And so the way that we tried to address it, or I tried to address it, was with this concept of handicaps, terrain handicaps.
Right.
And so what that attempts to do is, because in Velo 1, all races fall into one of 4 categories: flat, rolling, hilly, or mountainous. Then you, based on your power profile compared to your compound score in terms of power percentile. Now, let me know if you want me to like slow down at all, but like, so if you're in the 75th percentile for your compound score, but your like 15-second is like an 80th percentile, then your handicap is going to be in the negative, because it's for flat races. So it's saying that when you join a flat race, add a little bit of a handicap or reduce a little bit of handicap, whichever way. I'm getting confusing myself now, such that when the Velo platform actually does the rating changes at the end, it gives higher expectation for you on flatter courses when your power profile suggests that your short duration power is better than your compound score duration power. That has some, so that does a pretty good job. I think it does better than ZRS on its own or Velo on its own. The issue is that it's really hard to put events into 4 buckets.
Right.
There's a constant, and I get this completely, because there's probably half of the routes fall in like a line between flat and rolling, or a line between rolling and hilly. But the bigger issue is that there is no handicap for endurance. So it treats a tiny race with the same amount as it does like an epic 90-minute race.
Yeah.
So Velo 2 seeks to address both of those things by introducing this weighting. So every event has a unique weighting of these factors. So I think there's 5 or 6. It's been, give me a second here. Yeah. So it kind of goes back and forth. So there's these different factors where using your power profile, you get seated for each individual. So sprint, punch, climb, pursuit, and endurance. And there's another one that's time trial speed, which is totally different. And I could talk about that later. And then each race, if you look at the event details, you can kind of see the breakdown of how it calculated whether it was 45% endurance for this particular race, 10% sprint, etc. So then it can use that to come up with a event specific rating for you. So you might be a, 500 is like your overall rating, but for this race, because it was 45% endurance and your endurance rating is higher than a 500, then obviously your event rating is going to be higher than 500.
Yeah.
So it seems to try to get a lot more specific based on route profile, event types, etc., and be a bit more granular with how the rankings or how your specific ranks move up or down.
And because I have the terrain, GPX data for all the routes, even if it's like custom distance, so like the DRS stage from last, it knows that, okay, that ended at the top of the leg snapper. So it treats the last like K or 2Ks as a little bit higher priority. So it would have increased the punch for that particular race because the last couple of Ks were that leg snapper.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, it's very intricate. Wow. So obviously it's like a work in progress, So if we need to adjust it, we can.
Sounds like a lot of like a lot of planning and coding.
It was. Yeah. The challenge is like how do you expose the data without it being overwhelming? Because that's one feedback I've had a lot from people is like, oh, this is like too much data or whatever. So the attempt with Velo 2 is going to be to simplify how it looks by default. But then if you want to enable nerd mode, you certainly can in an attempt to like bring more people in.
Yeah,
I do like nerd mode.
Yeah, but I don't understand it. I don't understand it, but I like it. Yeah. That is super impressive. I can't believe that, man. So the GPX files, I mean, and how this happens so quickly too. It seems like the rankings are coming out, or the results are coming out faster than they used to too. Is that just me, or did something in the back end happen? I don't know.
Yeah, so I rewrote everything over the last like 6 months in an attempt to be able to get results faster.
Okay.
Previously, all of Velo 1 was running on one service. So like the entire thing was on one service. So I've split it into multiple services now so it can kind of ping more quickly to get results as they trickle in. So that's definitely the goal, is to make it as near real time as possible without getting myself in trouble with Swift HQ.
Yeah.
Bringing new servers down.
Oh, yeah, true. I suppose it's got to take some of their data and everything too. Yeah, obviously it does, yeah. And then will this... Oh, go ahead, Josh.
I was going to say, Tim had another question too. The other Tim. Obviously, Velo 2 is live and active currently. And there was mention, I think you said, like, long-term goal is to officially replace Velo 1. Is there kind of a timetable for that, or still kind of a work in progress there to develop a timetable?
Yeah, I think there's still a work in progress. I think my soft idea is, in the off season this summer to make the kind of primary transition. I think it'll remain in like the public APIs. So if like Ladder or whomever isn't ready to transition or whatever, the public API that like DRS, Ladder, et cetera, use will still return both. But maybe like the public facing page will be pretty Velo 2 specific. I'd like to do a new client this summer as well. This one was just like thrown together without much thought. So I'd like to give a better user experience.
I still think it does look.
I think it looks pretty slick. Yeah. I mean,
honestly, yeah.
It seems fairly intuitive to me, but then again, I am like a heavy user of it and know my way around it pretty well. But I mean, as soon as that stuff started popping up, I mean, clicking around seemed pretty straightforward to me. But I do get that some folks who maybe aren't as familiar with it probably had the feedback, like you said, oh, this is a lot of data. I don't know where to
start.
So Well, it's definitely pretty cool though. I think it looks good though. But yeah. And then and I like I said before, I always appreciate the fact that I can look at it on my phone and I don't have to open up a computer to understand or to have it displayed out there like that. But it is kind of nice also to see it on the computer and see all the graphs and stuff and my decline. But one thing I'm working. I'm getting better. But I do think that one of the biggest things that I see between Velo 1 and Velo 2, as someone who doesn't understand the numbers so much, is that just the fact that it tells like Velo 2 it feels like it tells the story of the race better too. If that makes sense, it's not just about like I feel like so that's exactly why, because it's talking about the punches over those over the leg snapper, for example, right? I mean, it knows that that's going to be a deciding factor in that race. So how I perform over that segment is going to give me a different rating, which is just genius, man. I can't believe that. That's boggling my mind. All those how you did that. Did you just go with like, is there segment data or just it says like where the sprints are, where the KOMs are in the GPX files?
It just says the like latitude, longitude, and the elevation, basically. So that's all coming from Strava.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
That does bring up your point though, Dustin, does give me a question too, because obviously I think we've seen I've seen some points races like factored in as well. So does Velo 2, you think, do a good job of movement based on like points races as well?
Not really sure. Like I feel like yes, but points races are difficult because it's
yeah.
It really depends on the organizer setting up the points in a good way. So it's kind of hard to say.
I guess there's no real practical way either of like knowing which segments are points and then adapting the profile accordingly. So
I mean, I guess you technically could, like if this were somehow the official system of record or something and people could add the points and everything in here, then you could see it being more useful. But
yeah, because I mean, we've all spent hours on Zwift Power as well, but I think that I spend more time on Zwift Racing app than I do on Zwift Power anymore.
Yeah, I hardly ever look at Zwift Power. So.
Yeah, except for
nor do I know what my ZRS score is either.
Yeah, my ZRS. I do look at that sometimes, like if I'm I don't know, like I'll look in the pen, like in a ladder race, just to see like who's got because I can quick do that on my phone see who's got the highest score. But that doesn't necessarily mean anything. I mean, this is more indicative of how someone's going to perform, I believe. And then all the Josh, you would know this. When we do a ladder race on Coalition, we get those fancy graphs. Is that just our team specific, Coalition specific, or can everybody get that data?
If they have the API, yes.
Never mind.
But,
okay, all right.
yeah,
We won't get into it then. Our secret sauce there, but okay. But yeah. Okay, so anyway, I just see those things. Go ahead.
Yeah, and Pete Campbell had a question too about how seed score relates to the actual score for each factor. I mean, obviously sometimes they differ quite a bit. What's really happening behind the scenes when there's a big seed versus actual score difference between all those different factors?
So the factors work the same as Velo 1 rating does, where if the result of the race is such that your new power profile suggests a rating for, say, sprint is higher than your current one, then it will raise your sprint rating to match the new seed. The people that have a big delta is probably just that they're better at using their sprint, I guess. If their sprint rating is much higher than their sprint seed, that suggests that they outperform what their power suggests they should be able to do. Like well-timed sprints, that sort of thing. It's more like a skill indicator. assuming that
So,
your power is accurate, like you have actual max efforts across your.
so if my seed score is consistently under my actual score or current score, then that's indicative of using that better, that factor
Yeah,
better.
yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
Now I need to see
Yeah.
what Dustin's is so I can either criticize or congratulate him.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, I'm not really. I haven't even started my seeds yet. It's not the ground's still frozen. Actually, you know what? I will say I saw some green grass. We finally have green grass in Minnesota, so it's coming. But we had another frost this morning, so I don't know. I'm just hoping that it kills off the what do they call them? Mosquitoes? Because they were coming out. Yeah, Tim.
I
Do
do
you have?
see,
Same.
I do
Yep.
see, yeah, I do
Yes.
see, Dustin,
Okay.
your seed scores for factors are pretty close to your actual scores as well. So that tells me that Velo 2 is a good predictor of your performance. And would you say
Yeah.
like that characterization, Tim, is accurate? Like when I use that phrasing, like, hey, his seed score is pretty close and in line for all the different factors to his actual score, then that is kind of indicative that Velo 2 is like a pretty perfect predictor of how he will do on a given course.
Yeah, yeah, with enough data.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I think, the
Yeah, as
active
long as it's not
racers.
just like, hey, you did one singular race.
Yeah.
Right. And I do think, because like I said, like the rating points and the effort score, I feel like those are like we were talking about, just like how the race was. But I'm a bit of a wild card because there should be a DP score in here too for how much Dr. Pepper I've had that day. Because the last ladder race that I got first on, I ended up well. I know Josh thinks this is bad, but it was just 32 ounces of Dr. Pepper on my ride home from work. It's not that big of a deal.
That's like
That's
it's like an absurd amount of shit.
But it's from the fountain machine, so it's more water than anything.
It's more sugar.
Well, it is when you add the extra.
Do you have ice in it or
dashes.
no?
Yeah, there's ice in it, crushed ice,
Okay,
of course.
okay.
And then, but yeah,
Well, maybe
with the
not.
extra cherry.
Maybe not quite so much, but
I don't know what
that's an unhinged amount of sugar.
It's a lot, but I'm worried about our friend Matt Ladd, by the way, because he's going to be in the same situation because he loves Twizzler pull and peels, and as do I. But I think Red 40 is going to be banned in the United States. He's in Canada, so it might be okay. But I think in the coming years, I think they're going to ban it.
Red 39 then, if that's
yeah.
They'll
Or Red
find a way,
41.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Let's hope so. Or if they use beets in that to change the color, then wouldn't that make Twizzlers pull and peels like a superfood then? I
Yeah.
think so. I think so. All right. So, and then we've got we've got some other questions here. Like Vincent, he's another friend of the podcast and everything. He was asking about talking about because if anybody who's really interested in the Zwift Racing app, jump on the Zwift Racing app Discord, because there are some just incredible discussions going on there. So you can really go down any kind of rabbit hole that you want to, and so that was really first off, I want to commend you for doing that, Tim, because that's a great way to just get in touch with everybody right away, right, and see how things are coming back, and how I guess how are you using the community to help build different sections, or how helping them decide on what things to go on to next, or I've been a part of a couple of those
obviously
polls.
you do the voting on most major things. Like, do you strictly rely on the community votes for most of the big things, or you kind of do?
Yeah, I think one thing that I always try to keep in mind is just everyone's kind of approach to why they're on the Zwift platform is different. Like I choose to compete because I can get more TSS per minute out of my body than if I'm just doing a solo ride around Watopia or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely gets me to do more strenuous workouts and things, but that's not the same for everyone. And there's lots of different body types and age groups and things like that. So finding a way to get a quorum of, that represents more of the Zwift community, I feel like is the way to get a better product. So definitely have leaned into it. And it really helps I think it's a better communication mechanism than like a forum or something like that.
Yeah.
Because people can just kind of join the conversation when they want to, or,
Right.
catch up later if they don't want to. And then, being able to do votes and things like that has been super cool. I stole that from, there's a MMO game called RuneScape.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not really a player of, but I really like that all the changes made to that game have to be approved by 70% of the community that plays it.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I think that's like a really cool idea.
Yeah, and it does make me as a user of the platform more have a vested interest in it. Seeing if I pop into the Discord and I see like just the voting section of basically all the major changes or implementations that you've done go through a community vote. I mean that to me is accomplishes the goal that you said you want to. So
yeah, I'm not trying to be like the king or
highway
dictator
government,
or whatever. No, definitely not. Like it's definitely the majority opinion goes. I usually come around to my opinion, kind of eventually matches whatever the majority opinion is.
Do you normally vote in those too?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I get one vote.
How often do the votes not align with what your preference is?
So you may have seen that the colors on the power changed briefly.
Yes.
From gold, silver, bronze to another color scheme. That was my idea, and then I took the feedback that was given and reverted it back. So that's okay. Another one that I'm trying to sell people on, but it's still not done, is right now the Velo 2 is just everyone's in one bucket. It's 1 to 1,000, just like DRS is.
Right.
And people want categorization, but it's what should those categories be? And so that's kind of and it's all happening more slowly than I want it to, but just with my other commitments, it's taking a little more time to kind of get that decision done. But my current thinking, if you want to know,
yes,
I'd
please.
love to get your feedback, is that I feel like the rating, the 1 to 1,000 rating, should be de-emphasized. So I'm a little bit interested in the idea of ranking or using categories based on a upgraded version of the RP system. So like we can have the 8 to 10 categories, but the categories are purely for ranking purposes and are not for categorization purposes. So you could be a Sapphire or whatever, but that's based on your best results and not based on your power necessarily. So still lots to be worked out, because I think that the issue becomes the current fellow categories, generally organizers just use them. So like DRS just like grabs either each one gets its own pin, or the 2 buckets for the US. So I think if I don't create categories based on that, then organizers would be more apt to just define their own ranges in that 1 to 1,000 bucket, which could lead to kind of a more dynamic experience for riders or players, because then they're not always, if they're like a US based and you're in the 7-8 pin, you're not always, if you're an 8, you're not always, at the bottom, feeling like you have to finish mid-pack to call that a success. So that's kind of my thinking there.
I think what DRS does well, though, is have a wide range of course and race types, though. So like for the folks that are climbers, they get their race. The people who are sprinters, they got theirs, and people who are time trialists, they got
Yeah. No, they do great.
Everyone gets
For sure.
their chance to shine. But yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I don't really hold a strong opinion either way for like what you're kind of getting at. But I think the hard part is or seems to be like getting people on board with whatever new system it is, because there's always I see it constantly where people just want to compare whatever the old system is to the new system. Like, I mean, you saw that in ZRS where it's like, hey, I'm a C, but I'm being lumped into people with A's who are A's. It's like, well, that you're comparing apples and oranges. It's ain't the same thing. So, how do you do you find that to be probably one of the more challenging parts to just explain and move people away from trying to compare the two?
Yeah, I think that's generally maybe someone's first reaction, but then once the nuances kind of explained, then they can kind of get at why I'm a C pace group rider, but my score is this. And I think we've all gotten used to the fact that, if someone's at a different pace group pen, then obviously something must be wrong, but that person might just either be really not a good sprinter or really good at climbing. And so their pace group is just not indicative of where they ought to be racing.
Yeah. And on that, on kind of a somewhat related note, I think Vincent also had a question about, and I think you kind of touched on this too, but would you say like Velo2's and just Velo in general, the purpose is more about predicting future performance or just describing like rider types? I don't know if that question makes sense, but
yeah. I mean, I think it definitely is trying to predict how to make a compelling next race.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
To make it more, especially when you're looking at like ladder races and ladder teams, like 5 versus 5, that's a lot easier to look at with those. Yeah. Absolutely. Oh man. Yeah. Well, I got. Oh, go ahead, Josh.
I was gonna say Vincent also had like, and
he had a lot of questions.
He had a lot of good questions.
That's all right.
Too,
really good ones. Really good ones.
Yeah. And how? So obviously, like you do community votes and take good feedback from the members of the Discord community. But what have you found to be kind of the most challenging part of Velo 2 with reviewing, iterating, and kind of building on that?
I guess it's hard to judge accuracy in terms of like comparing it to Velo 1. So there's a couple of, if you look at event results, there's a couple of kind of rudimentary like root mean square comparisons. I'm not really sure how useful that is, but it's just something to look at. So that's been kind of a challenge. Determining like whether it's too many factors versus like you want to be able to capture the entirety of someone's kind of racing profile. And like I said, I think the biggest one is just how to show enough data and detail to the people that want it without it being overwhelming to the people that don't. And that's kind of a user experience client front end problem to solve. So the current way it's set up definitely doesn't solve it. I don't think so.
Is the most challenging input though for Velo 2, or I guess any system, like those folks who don't race frequently?
Yeah. And most people don't.
Yeah, that's
like we're kind of the weirdos.
Yeah,
that is true.
That is true. Yeah, because I talk to a lot of my friends that are riders, I'm like, oh well, have you tried racing on Zwift? And they're like, no, I haven't. And I think one of the barriers on that is that they feel like they're going to be last place, and like it's okay to be last place. And it's kind of exactly what you said, Tim. It's like you'll get more IF or TSS or OTS or whatever the intensity factor, all that stuff, just because you're going to compete with somebody else. And it's same thing when you're out on the road, you know, when you're riding with somebody, you'll ride faster when you're with somebody else, you know, versus by yourself. Yeah. Which is cool. I have to say that this, you know, when we first spoke, or you know, I don't know, a couple years ago now, I think, vElo, the vElo vElo score, Zwift Racing app was like a breath of fresh air. I mean, like we had all these categories that were just kind of, you know, four buckets, like everyone's putting there, and you had to form inside the bucket or whatever. Now this is so much better, and now vElo 2 is a significant. I feel like that's a great new step in the right direction too. I mean, this is exciting, and I don't understand all the numbers all the time. I know Josh is better at numbers than I am. I can count to 4, sometimes 5 if I have to. Once I counted to 6, but it was by accident.
Big brain guy over here.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was. This is just awesome. Yeah. Thank you for doing all this work on this, Tim.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. No, it's been really fun.
Yeah. I mean, vElo 1 to me was just like, hey, you know, this is a great system that actually works. Like, sure, every system's gonna have their weaknesses. There's no way to make a perfect system, but to me, vElo 1 was just like, hey, this is an actual results-based system that works and is more predictive of anything else. And then obviously now we're getting a vElo 2, which is even improves upon that. So commend you for venturing out and even building upon your success. So it's been great.
It's, although small, it's made its way to the official product. You know, the ZRS is now based on the compound score formula that we developed.
Yeah,
nice, man. That's great.
Yes, because I forget sometimes that you do have a hand in developing DRS or ZRS as well, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. It's very small, but yes.
Yeah. Probably some things you can't say. That's okay. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. Yeah, we didn't have to sign an NDA before we did this, but
my work for them is more on the front-end experience point of view. So, you know, hopefully in the next few weeks we'll see some of that.
Well, and you need do you have a check next to your name? You need to get one if you don't have one.
I do.
Oh, okay, that's right. Okay, good. I thought so.
I didn't want that or ask for that, but it eventually just showed up.
Nice. That's so cool because, man, that check is awesome. Yeah.
Maybe it'll have a Z next to it at some point.
Yeah. Nice. That's awesome. Well, Tim, thank you so much for doing this. And before this is so awesome. And before we close out and everything, do you both you guys? I know, Josh, we're going to talk about your race here in a second. But Tim, do you have any outdoor events or anything that you're training for, or anything like that, or any big events or big rides this summer?
Nope. I'd like to, but I haven't signed up for anything yet.
Okay. All right.
Training for life right now.
Right. There's I think at the end of the month,
the end of got your hands full already.
Yeah. The end of April, there's a race not too far from you. I think in Elkader, Iowa. Is that how you say it?
Elkhart?
No, it's not Elkhart. It's smaller than that.
Dustin has a hard time pronouncing.
I have a hard time with words. Yeah, it's a gravel race. We'll talk. Yeah. But but that's coming up, and then also I know we've got some things going on this summer. I know there's a couple races here in May that I'm going to try and get up on too. But real quick, we got to ask Josh about his preparation for the Barry Roubaix, which Josh, you're going to have to definitely because that's coming up real quick, right?
Yeah, so Sunday is a pre-ride of the 100-mile course. So
man,
that's what I'm planning on doing, provided the weather's not hot garbage.
Well, it needs to be warm, though. Are you guys, you're in Michigan, and what's the weather predicted for tomorrow?
Like high 40s, low 50s, which is fine.
That's not bad.
It may rain. If it rains, I ain't going. Like I'm a delicate flower. So.
Yes, it's true.
Same.
True. Yeah,
I would rather just hop on Zwift.
Yeah.
Do you have a?
That's right. Do you have an approximate, like just a snapshot of like how much elevation that is, or?
7,700 feet, I think.
Okay, and that's over 100 miles.
Yeah,
So-
100. It's 104. So the goal is going to be sub 6.5 hours, but that's a reach.
Man.
That's
Are
a
you
reach.
doing-
I mean,
are you
it's in my like realm of possibility.
Yeah.
But it's like it would take a magical day. So I'll know in the first like 20 to 30 minutes because there's a big hill like right away in the course. So
Mhm.
it's like, hey, if I get latched to a fast group, great. If I blow up completely, then I'm just gonna poke around and have fun the rest of the race. So I'll know in the first 20 to 30 minutes what's gonna
Yeah.
happen. So
Well, my suggestion to you, which you didn't ask for, is to try not to burn up early because
no, I have to
will
though.
blow
'Cause
up.
I have to, which sucks because anytime I go deep right away, and like my heart rate never settles out. So
Yeah. So
anyway.
you got to slow burn, man.
Nah.
Slow burn, like a Yankee candle. You know, when those big candles, it smells nice. Yeah. All right. Well, what's so and that when is that race? When's the actual race?
April 17th.
Okay, so it's coming up soon.
Or
Oh man,
18th.
we'll get a couple episodes before that. Then that'll be great.
Yep.
Oh man. Well, with that, we got to give a shout out to Tim. Which squad is yours on dirt that you're racing for DRS?
Oh God, Frenzy.
Oh, Frenzy. That's right. That's
They're
right.
always like so random. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you guys are right above us. So
We're matcha, like why?
yeah,
I
matcha. I think that's based off of tea or something. Well, we're magma, so liquid hot magma. Yeah, so we're you guys are ahead of us in the gold silver linguini category. I think you guys are winning right now.
We've had a
third.
couple of promotions, so I think our squad has been a little depleted since kind of midway through.
Oh yeah, from
So-
people getting moved up and everything too.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, good. That gives us a little more wiggle room there too. So yeah, well, this is going to be awesome. DRS is the best, and thank you to everybody on Dirt for doing that and everything too. So because it's not easy. So yeah. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this week and every other week and everything. Thank you for listening each week. Sorry, we had a issue with my computer crashed during the middle of the recording, so I apologize for that. Thank you so much to Tim for being here. Thank you for Josh being here. Thank you for everyone listening again, and thank you for to the Dirt Racing series for putting on such a great series. This is fantastic. This is the last week, so make sure everybody gets out there. If you have any questions for us, please check our Discord server or send us an email, WatopianWeekly@gmail.com. Someone will get back to you within 2 to 4 to 5 weeks of your email. Thank you, everybody, for being here and for listening this week and every week again. And you know what? We'll see you in Watopia. Woo!